The man picks up a soda from the table. He accidentally knocks over a glass bottle full of nails, which startles the man instantly. He puts down the soda and turns around to pick up the broom from the wall, but then accidentally bumps into the skateboard on the floor. While the man was cleaning the floor, the skateboard had crept up behind him, but the man didn't know it. He stepped on it and lost his balance. When he came back to his senses, his eyes were only 0.01 millimeter away from the blade. The man was scared half to death. As he was rearranging the shelves, he accidentally knocked over a trash can full of small balls. The balls inside spilled out all over the floor, but the man didn't seem to know it. He stepped on it, and the man couldn't move. Just as he was about to get up, a small ball slowly jumped to the door and hit a metal strap. The ball bounced off in a flash and hit the wooden bar supporting the door. And that's how the man got his lunch on the spot. It seems like a simple accident, but there are a lot of questions. For example, the soda at the beginning. The man put it on the table, and in the blink of an eye, the soda moved out of nowhere. The point is that there's no one else in the room, and the wooden stick used to support the iron door. A small ping pong ball couldn't have knocked it down so easily. 10 years later, 2 police officers arrived at the scene. They searched the warehouse carefully. They found a solid gold wire in a corner. How could an ordinary worker throw gold around? While the officers were wondering, another accidental death was reported. A woman was discussing business with a client. The next moment, her body was instantly immobilized. At that moment, a woman came in holding a book. She took out the key from the woman's bag, turned around, and threw it under the printer. Then she left. The woman returned to normal. She didn't notice anything unusual at that moment, but at the end of her shift, she realized that the keys were missing from her bag. She looked around anxiously. She found them under the printer. She had to reach for them, but when she got up, she knocked over a vase on the counter and spilled all the water on the printer. The water short-circuits the printer and sparks fly. The woman tries to turn it off, but nothing works. She tried to turn off the power at the back of the printer by lying on her back. At that moment, the machine suddenly caught her scarf in its grip. No matter how hard she tries, she can't get it off. Her neck was being strangled tighter and tighter. She couldn't breathe properly. Soon the woman stopped moving. Then the woman from earlier reappeared. She opened the book in her hand and threw a gold thread on the floor. She drew a line on the book with a pencil and turned away. 10 years later, 2 police officers arrived at the scene. They searched the room, but found nothing suspicious, except for the gold thread on the floor. After investigation, they found that the victims were not related to each other. The only thing they had in common was that they had been on the Titanic. Just as the 2 men continued their investigation, the accident came again. The man was walking and talking on the phone. He didn't realize that the truck in front of him was out of control. At the critical moment, a police officer saved him in time. Strangely, the man did not thank his saviors, but scolded them instead. Then in the next second, the 2 officers were shocked. At that moment, they found a suspicious woman in the window not far away. When they went to look for her, she disappeared. Suddenly time was suspended. The 2 officers were also frowning. The disappeared woman reappeared. She opened all the gas valves in the kitchen. After doing so, time returned to normal. The police officers' flashlights ran out of power. They had to take out their lighters. What they didn't realize was that the room was already full of gas. The moment they started the fire, they almost got their lunch. Fortunately, a man in black suddenly appeared and transported them to a safe place. After talking, they realized that the woman was the goddess of fortune. The reason why they had to send those people to lunch was because they should have been on the Titanic and crashed into the glacier. But the man in black came along and saved them. Now they're constantly getting in the way of her work, so the goddess wants to get rid of them. The very next day, when they were continuing their investigation, a refrigerator suddenly fell from the sky. In the nick of time, time stood still. The man in black saved him. At the same time, the goddess of fortune reappeared. The goddess scolded him for meddling in the case. Now heaven is in chaos. The world can no longer function normally. Now he realized the seriousness of the situation. So he decided to travel back in time and crash the Titanic. And that's the end of the story.